Okay, so we're here at Dalmarnock Studios and we're celebrating the 10th year of UNF. We have these guys in here. You guys have just been recording. How was that?
Yes, it was all right. We haven't really done anything since November, and we didn't go on the road last year. So, but I think the energy's there, and I think it's just still raw. And yeah, it was good. It felt good, and we're just obviously trying to prepare for this year and adding all the shows and stuff. So,
nice.
I think so.
Did pretty much it all in one take, so just always good as well. So
yeah, where was it you were recording?
Transmission room.
Transmission room.
Yeah.
Cool. And so what length of, how do you feel after the recording? Sometimes it can be hard to know for a wee bit until you get the mixes back, but how did you feel?
Yeah, pretty good. I got a little snippet of it, but it's just because it was a live recording, I guess we had a bit more freedom than your normal kind of studio recording. So it was pretty good. I'd say it just allowed us to kind of relax a bit more with it.
Yeah, we've never done a proper laid back sort of thing before. It's always been studio for the album or the EP or videos and stuff. So it was nice. It was nice for it not to be too stressful.
How has the recording process evolved for you guys?
Well, I think it started off before Ewan was in the band. We were just saying, obviously, we've been together 10 years. Ewan's only been with 7 years, but I mean that's still quite a long time. But when we first started recording, we figured out that because of his drumming style being a bit loud and erratic,
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Exactly.
trying to get him to play to a metronome was impossible.
Yeah.
So we had to do a guitar and a drum straight away, and that we would build the track around that, and that's the only way we've done it. So the entire album was done that way, the EP was done that way. Obviously for him to come in and do it wasn't really a big issue, so it was always done with myself and him playing a track first, and then we built it up around that. So there's not been a lot of change. We did first couple of takes realising he wasn't going to work, so we just changed it there and then.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Sounds like you figured out what works quite early.
I think so. And he's
It was live
deaf as a
recording.
post anyway, so
Yeah.
he can't hear anything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun and games, is it?
So where did it all start?
Well, I gave you a job. I
Yes,
got you a
no,
job.
he got me a job
Yeah.
at a warehouse in Aberdeen, and we got talking about music, and he came for to try with the previous band I was in, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay, but
It didn't really work out.
it didn't really work out, and we had a big
Shuffle,
cabinet reshuffle. And when he got me the job, we started talking more because we were working together, and then we kind of went from there. We went through about 10 bassists, and then we settled on him
Yeah.
eventually. But I mean, you've got your own story, I suppose, about because you'll know more, remember more.
Oh,
It was a gig.
I don't even know how it started. It was a gig. It was a random gig. One of these Battle of the Bands, and then it was some guy. It was
the wedding band won because the guy was.
The guy just ran off, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he just ran
off with the money.
Ran off with the money, and then we ended up meeting after because we were in separate bands at this point, and then what happened? We ended up having a drink after trying to discuss things, and then the rest is history, really.
I remember.
Kept meeting up for a drink, and then
We had a bassist in the band at the time who was a bit of a difficult person to be around, and
keep it at PG.
he didn't actually say at the time that he sort of felt uncomfortable being in that. So when he left or he was dismissed or whatever happened with that, he was like, I'll do it. So it was like, okay, right, fair enough. So he came in and it kind of tried it out, and it all worked. But he had his other band at the same time, and then what was it, 3-4 years ago, he sort of became fully on us, because
Must have been about
3 or 4 years ago, yeah.
Must have been.
So that's how it came about, really, and we've just stayed the same for 10 years. We just kept them going.
Nice. So over 10 years, that's quite a while to make a lot of different music. And when you listen back to your past songs, is there anything that you hear that you didn't hear before?
Talent. No, it's the songs. I wouldn't say they sound dated, but they were from probably a place of, I use the word immaturity, quote unquote. They were quite basic. We kind of we didn't focus on doing anything to project ourselves in one way or another. So what I'm trying to say is they were simple. They were more simple. There was less structure to them. Really old-fashioned basic rock and roll, I'd say. I mean, Ewan wasn't around when we wrote most of the songs. He helped finish off the album.
Yeah.
But we've obviously matured, and our songs...
And adding Ewan to the new song,
adding a voice and a sound to the band.
His talent just took it somewhere else.
We now can do things that we can do stuff that's more commercial. We can do stuff. So I don't know if that answers your question, but there is a definite change with what we're doing. But it's still just rock, rock and roll, simple stuff, free chord stuff, really.
And so on that, what does UNF say that other bands don't? Maybe literally, maybe not so literally. Yeah.
Do you know what it's your tagline basically? Just keep it simple, isn't it? And I think but keeping it simple, we've managed to kind of develop from there, and we've always performed as a 3-piece, but it sounds louder than a 3-piece. I think that sets us apart from most people.
Probably.
I think we're a 3-piece. It just sounds louder than most other 3-pieces.
We're very loud. We're very loud, very energetic, and it's simple stuff. Big guitar solos, riffs. I think every song has got some sort of memorable riff in it at some point, and I think we've always just been quite pig-headed about being the same, and we're just being pig-headed about it. So keep doing it, sort of thing, and because it's a formula that works. Just don't try and mess around that much. I think
we've always said that we don't know a lot of bands that sound like us.
No,
you know?
it's. I think it's a fair comment where we've already seen the sort of winds of change go through where we started out in. I mean, when I first started in band 16 years ago, I've certainly have seen the winds of change in terms of different things coming in. There was a whole metal movement, there was a whole acoustic movement and duos and trios and things, and we just started out as a 3-piece and we've remained a 3-piece, and we've been sort of just keeping it that way. That's what we're saying, just sticking to one thing and doing it well.
As a 3-piece, do you feel each of you has to kind of put in that each bit more to make it that big sound that you've said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'd say so, but it also comes quite naturally as well.
Yeah. It's not intentional.
Basically, he is so loud that he has to be loud, and then because he's loud, I have to be loud. Because obviously there's only one guitar, so he's Mr. Panzer Bass, Panzer Tank rolling into Poland, and he's just loud all the time, and it's just we've always been up sort of thing, so we have had to push to. I think that's probably fair enough, isn't it? You started off by being loud, and we worked around you, and then that's just how we've ended up. Yeah.
Speaking of loud, we should just mention that I can hear a foot drum going crazy. So the viewers, that's what that is.
Adds to the ambience.
Yeah. So, what is each member's favourite gig that you've played together?
Come back to me on that one. Let me have a think.
What do you think? I'm thinking our last gig.
Real?
No, that was the worst one.
No, it wasn't a bad gig for us. I mean, I would say our last one, probably. Last one, we did one show last year because we all had a bit of personal stuff there, and we just decided to take a year off, really. We did one show at the end of last year in our hometown in Aberdeen, and it was very well attended, and it felt like everything just went well. Yeah. Everything went right on the night. It was just a Cafe Drummond's.
Cafe Drummond's.
But I've basically had a residency there, haven't we? Sort of played there more than anywhere else. But it's a good venue, and you get a lot of different people in there. So I'd say for us two anyway, probably the last gig.
I tell you, like, there's like I guess the two headlines that we've done recently at Drummond's were really good.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of going like down south, like it's made a lot of good relationships with various venue owners. One that sticks in the memory was the one in Uttoxeter. I can't remember the venue.
The Star.
Oh, yeah.
That you talked to, yeah.
Even though it was a bit of
Uchta.
Yes. Yeah.
Uchta.
Uchta.
Where we drank all of the Masters pedigree
Yeah.
that they had.
That was. And I mean, that's not my reason. I genuinely thought, even though we were quite rushed, I thought it was a very good gig in terms of sound and just in terms of atmosphere. It's one of these kind of. It's a venue that's. It's outdoors essentially, isn't it?
Outdoors,
Yeah.
indoors. Like.
It's a beer garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beer garden. It's a beer garden with some fairy lights.
On steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was, no, I just remember that being, like, performance-wise and kind of crowd-wise, it was really good.
As well, Percy's, is it?
Percy's, yeah.
Yeah.
Percy's in Whitchurch. Second gig in England, I think. Second gig.
Yeah, second gig.
Ever. That was years ago. Great little place in Shropshire. And you sort of, when you're driving through the country lanes and stuff, you're thinking, who the is going to come and see us here? And you're pleasantly surprised that it's such a well-supported little venue.
Yeah.
And, the guy there, he's always looked after us very well. And we're actually talking to him today about going back, 'cause we haven't seen him since before COVID, so look out for that date.
It's good to keep that kind of connection. So every creative endeavour has some sort of struggle. What has been a struggle that UNF is pushing through or has overcome so far?
We don't write together, really. We don't write. We've only ever written one song together. That
Sharon.
was Sharon, and that was written in the back of the car. And we were preparing to go on the road, and we wanted to get it done. So we basically took a fag break in the back of the car, and we just wrote the song in about 10 minutes, didn't we? The whole song.
It's one of my favourite
But
songs.
generally speaking, I come up with something, and then I'll take it to him, and he'll add something to it, or he'll change something, and then we take it to Stuart, and then we'll obviously when we next meet up, we'll put it together. But the writing process is a bit frustrating, I'd say. But I think that's basically how we do it.
Yeah.
One idea grows arms and legs. Probably like most other bands. I don't think there's anything special in the way we write songs, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not a formula.
Simplicity. There's no formula.
Yeah.
There's no formula. There's definitely no formula. Our lyrics don't make sense. So
I think a lot about
half the time, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sharon was the only song we actually all sat down and wrote together, and we wrote it in 10 minutes in the back of a car because we had pressure to finish it before we then got on the road overnight to wherever the fuck we were going. It was probably
Crew or something.
Crew or somewhere down south.
Yeah.
So over 10 years, what would you say the reoccurring themes are in the band, musically or
Tragedy. Let's be upset. So.
Musically, recurring themes.
Just make sure the mic is high as well, just in case we're getting some.
What?
Probably making good of the bad times. Like, if ever like something awful happens on the road, we'll always turn it and like wouldn't it be a good night? Even though we've had an awful day in an area we don't even know. Like me busting my arm.
Well, I think
No,
he's asking about recurring themes musically.
musically. Oh right, okay, right.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
Recurring themes musically.
Just shuffle.
Shuffles, yeah.
Shuffles. We like a good shuffle.
Shuffles. We're not deep writers. We tend to write very simplistic. Jack and Jill went up the hill and all that crap. It's very simple. We don't put a lot into the lyrical side of things because I think we're more musical, and I think if the music's perfect or it's near enough, then really as long as the singing is in key and it has I mean, there's a few songs where there's definitely a message, but as for a recurring theme, it's life experiences. Really, for me anyway. When I write, it's just usually a snapshot of whatever's going on at that particular place and time.
Do you ever find that you'll write unintentionally and then realise later you can unpack some of those lyrics?
Me personally, no. What about you?
I mean, most cases when I write lyrics, I guess it's just, it's kind of one of these ones, like every 9 times I'll write, then it's the 10th one the lyrics I'll take from it, really. But
the song always comes before the lyrics.
Yeah.
With us, anyway.
Yeah, it's like I think it is I think if you'd say like if we're more about the lyrics or the song, like obviously there's still a considerable amount put into the lyrics, but we're very much about the instrumental part, because that's the kind of core ground of core like element of our band. I would say.
Yeah. So, are there any favourite memories from being in the band? Too many.
All bad. God, you're on the spot there.
Writing in the back of the car sounds like quite a good.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't a good.
That was.
memory,
I think it
because
is.
Yeah.
it was
a good memory.
It was stressful though. It was like, but I suppose it was.
But it's probably produced our
Yeah,
the best, in my opinion, our best song.
yeah. We've had all sorts of crap happen to us.
Do you know what sticks in my mind is the first time we played Shrewsbury?
Yeah.
It was on the back of 2 very awful shows.
Poor choices.
Very, very poor choices. And we come and play that one, and I don't even know if it was making the best of a bad situation, but it just turned out really to be a really good gig.
Yeah.
And from what I remember,
we'd done a couple of shows in the deep south of England, which even I am a bit afraid of, and they were booked by somebody we were working with, and it was just a total fucking shambles, to be quite honest. Both the venues were awful. The people were, it just wasn't good. The whole thing, without offending anybody too much, it just wasn't a good setup. And we were absolutely deflated. And we had this gig on a Sunday, and it was a May Day Sunday in Shrewsbury. For well, at least it's on the way home in the right direction. So we pulled in there completely deflated, and there was some bloody flower show on. And everyone was like, "Oh, you won't get anyone tonight because there's a flower show on. I won't want people that attend rock concerts or shows go to flower shows as well." I was like, "Okay." So we weren't hopeful. We just wanted to go home at this point. But no, we did this set there. And it was great. We made we actually made some fans there that have come to see us again, and
That's what it's all about,
they've already hit us up this year because we're going to Telford, which is a few minutes down the road. But
So I'm saying playing in a venue like that and getting gigs
yeah,
close by, people who have seen us again, get them back.
I think we got paid quite well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got paid quite well.
Originals band, coming up.
But no, generally being on the road is a laugh. It's a travesty at the same time, and obviously every band that's done it will have their own stories, just like we do. But it's generally exciting, and it's a life experience you'll never get doing anything else.
Yeah. So, looking forward, are there any dream artists that you'd love to play alongside?
Anyone.
Francis Rossi and his rock and roll band.
I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's. I guess it's not really like a
Madonna.
dream like. Oh yeah, of course, Madonna. I'm sure she'd have us.
We were listening to Puppet and Preach in the car on the way down. He likes the bass line.
Oh, that's fine. No, I guess a good festival lineup. Like if we're on one, like something like Download would be amazing. Just like kind of full of like lots of really good talent, and just to be amongst that crowd, yeah, that would probably be my answer.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, some of the music is similar to a lot of the stuff that gets into Download, so the future could do some. Speaking of the future, what is next for the band?
It's, I guess more of a question of what isn't next. We've just done, obviously, we're here speaking with you today, and we've just done some promo work for our shows, so we're still getting dates added on for this year. I dare say it'll spill into next year as well, and I think actually we've got another album. I think we're going to do some recording in March back in Aberdeen, as we have a few songs that are ready to go. We just need finishing off, and so I'd say expect probably an album out of us this year, and shows and just anything really is what we're fully committed to it this year, really, and whatever.
It sounds like quite a lot. That's quite exciting.
Oh, we've got a short film. I forgot about it. So
short film, yeah.
We've got a short film to finish. So we're doing without going too much into it, we're doing like not class it as a musical. I don't know. It's a short film featuring our music.
It's a musical without Dick Van Dyke, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've already filmed some of it. We are due to do. I'm gonna have to shout a bit more. We are due to finish that off soon. Or at least do a bit more of it. Cause it'll probably take the rest of the year to finish it, but we have got that as well. I can't believe I forgot about it.
That's pretty exciting and quite unique for a band. It sounds so musical or short film with music.
It's just like the sound of music. We're going to push our car to Switzerland. Actually, we are, because this one has bought an electric car, and what we've discovered today is it's not going to work, because we have to charge it every.
Is Julie Andrews available?
Julie Andrews. She can push a car.
Got to drive.
She's still alive, isn't she?
I don't know.
In fact, Dick Van Dyke's still alive.
But he's well in his 90s or something.
We're going to have to push our car to Stoke. Yeah.
I'd say that's a good note to end on. And thank you for coming and chatting to me. And do you guys have any last messages or anything you want to, any dates, or are we still waiting, getting ready first before anything can be announced?
Why do you always look at me?
You're the man to go to.
That's because you're in the middle.
They're going to think I'm a tyrant. Yeah. No, I think parting is we'd like, obviously, for you guys to come along and come and see us. You know, might be dead next year, we don't know. We're getting old. He's starting to have old people problem issues as well now. Yeah. We'll go on as long as we will. We've got loads in the tank, and come to the shows. We're going to be adding shows. We're going to be releasing new music, new videos, the works. It's all going to happen this year, and we're very happy with it. And feel very lucky that a lot of bands don't get to go on as long as we have, and I think we're very happy that we're still here, and we hope to be here in another 10 years.
Amazing. Well, good to chat to you guys, and I hope we can do this again in another 10 years.
Hopefully. And thank you very much for having us.